Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial. Today what we're going to do is we're going to create an HDR image from several JPEGs. So I went to Barcelona and I took this picture of this beautiful building in the port of Barcelona. The thing is, I didn't have a tripod, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to create an HDR image of this building. But since I didn't have a tripod, the only thing I could do was take a raw image and then convert this raw image into several JPEGs on Photoshop. This is the equivalent of taking several images, several bracketed images with your camera in a JPEG setting. So the way to do this is really simple. What are we gonna do is we're gonna go and, this is the original image, and we're gonna go and save this like the base image, right? So we're gonna use this standard settings for a JPEG, high quality 60, because this is an example. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna save this, and let's say I'll call it 0 because this is base, right? And just click on save. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to image, select adjustment, then click on the exposure settings, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a version of this image one step above, if you will, of the exposure, right? So now I'm gonna go and save this version, and let's use the same settings, and this we're gonna call 1. Now I'll click on step backward, so I go to my base image and go back to the exposure settings and click -1. Now I save it, and now I have the equivalent of doing a bracketed image within the camera. So now I have 3 JPEG versions of this picture. So now we're gonna go to HDR Darkroom. I'm gonna click on File and create HDR, or you can do it on the left sidebar here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell HDR Darkroom to add some images. We're gonna select them. I'm gonna say, you know what, I need you to align them, and I need you to take the exposure from the EXIF information that each of these files has. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna click OK. It's gonna get the images, align them perfectly, because the alignment technology in HDR Darkroom is fantastic. And here we are. We have the picture. This is an HDR map of it. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna go to a tone mapping. Then this is the I already had this parameter set before, because I wanted to go the black and white kind of look and feel of it. But this now that you're here, you can do several versions of this picture, and then it's a personal taste kind of thing. And for this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and let's say I'm gonna put the saturation this way, all over the way here. I'm gonna remove some fill light, maybe a little more brightness around here. There we go. Maybe, there we go. That's the kind of look I want. It's very dramatic. It's kind of a post-war kind of thing going on, and so I want to recuperate here the whites and probably a little bit on the black point. Okay, so now I just click on OK, and here is the picture we just created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a TIFF here in Barcelona. Let's call this Barcelona TIFF. I'm just going to click OK, and I'm going to go to Photoshop if I want, and look at this is the original image, and I'm going to open the new one we just created, which is this one. And here is the final image that we created. And now in Photoshop you can do all kinds of things to it, and that's it. That's the way to create several JPEGs from one HDR and then bringing them to HDR Darkroom, so you can create a beautiful HDR image from it.